So we have been hearing a lot of chatter around Project Enbridge ever since the announcement back in June of it reaching its MVP stage. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down and confirming just how significant Project Enbridge is for XRP, but also even Ripple. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. If we take a quick look at this announcement, yes, Project Enbridge reached its MVP stage. These are all of the big banks that are involved. It is built on DLT technology to enable instant cross-border payments and settlement as well. These are the players, so the Bank of Thailand, the Central Bank of the UAE, the Digital Currency Institute of the People's Bank of China, and also the Hong Kong Monetary Authority. And then, of course, we have the big announcement: the Saudi Central Bank is joining Enbridge as a full participant as well. And there's also more than 31 observing members. Now, a lot of the names that are tied to Enbridge do have connections back to Ripple. Over here, for an example, from Black Swan Capitalist, we have: why did the BIS confirm the Saudi Central Bank as a full participant in Project Enbridge, while it also signed a blockchain deal with Ripple in 2018? It's because Project Enbridge will be utilizing the XRP ledger given the unbiased nature of XRP itself. BRICS will use XRP. Now, the problem with this post, and again, no disrespect to anyone, the number one thing that I want to take from this is, although yes, the Central Bank of Saudi did sign a blockchain deal with Ripple back in 2018, we know that Ripple is not XRP. We know XRP is not Ripple. And also, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse already confirmed that they would not be working with any sanctioned nation, which means, if we're talking about the BRICS, Russia, there's not going to be any deals with Russia from Ripple. But could Russia use the XRP ledger? Could they use XRP? 100%. All of them could use XRP in the XRP ledger. We don't need Project Enbridge to have any connections back to Ripple, but let's actually talk a little bit more about that. Number one, let's address Enbridge and the Petro Yuan, because back in the middle of July, this got posted, and it's Enbridge and the Petro Yuan, a new era of de-dollarization. And this is actually from Richard Turin, the best-selling author of Cashless. He breaks down the recent move by Saudi Arabia to join the Chinese-led Enbridge alternative to SWIFT, and how this will very likely lead to other countries diversifying away from the US dollar for international payments and trade. Rich discusses the geopolitical and technological developments leading up to the Enbridge system, how it works, and where it fits into China's broader efforts in facilitating a BRICS-led alternative trading bloc. Now, this does break everything down from CBDCs to de-dollarization and even more. Now, yes, as we do look at Project Enbridge itself, it is fully embracing CBDCs. The project aims to explore a multi-central bank digital currency platform shared among participating central banks and commercial banks, built on DLT to enable instant cross-border payments and settlement, just like I told you guys. Now, what is the end goal here, and how does Ripple and XRP play into all of this? Well, we got to think about the BIS, more specifically the names tied back to the BIS. For an example, over here I made a post, and this goes all the way back to August of 2023. And I said, all right, so this just got a little crazier. I found this article mentioning that the BIS is utilizing the CPMI, which is the same group mentioned later in this thread. The CPMI group is working on harmonization of API protocols to enable and contribute to the G20 cross-border payments program. We know just recently that Quant, Q&T, collaborated with the BIS and the Bank of England on API use cases for a retail CBDC. The CPMI has major connections to Ripple, and we know efficient cross-border payments is their focus using XRP. We also know that Quant and Ripple are both experimenting with the Digital Pound Foundation and exploring the benefits of a digital pound. They both have worked with and collaborated with the Bank of England. They also both worked with the BIS. We also know that Ripple is on the CPMI group with the BIS. But the G20 confirmed we will have global crypto regulations by 2025. It's all aligning perfectly for the utility to take over and for the world to integrate to blockchain and DLT. Now, building on top of this, and if you guys actually really looked into this, you could see the CPMI group is fully focusing on harmonization of APIs, Centered around cross-border payments, we know that Quant is fully focused on APIs around CBDCs. We know that from their announcement with the BIS and the Bank of England. But if we move on to this over here, so remember that this is from, and the source is the CPMI group. We have settlement being focused on here. Type of settlement asset, commercial bank money, central bank money, and crypto, which means now crypto could be utilized as a settlement vehicle. This is perfect for XRP, and this is from the CPMI group. It's interesting that Ripple joins the CPMI group. We get this PDF file from the CPMI group talking about crypto being a settlement asset. Coincidence? I think not. But also check this out. So MFS Africa. The stock take also analyzed MFS Africa, which enables PSPs, e.g. money mobile operators, money transfer operators, banks, and other financial service providers to leverage a single relationship with MFS Africa to send and receive cross-border payments to and from multiple jurisdictions via domestic or regional payment rails. Then also over here, check this out. The new partnership will see MFS Africa using Ripple's on-demand liquidity solution for crypto-enabled payments to make it easier than ever for consumers and businesses in Africa to make real-time payments with their mobile phones across borders, all powered by Ripple's financial technology, RippleNet. Now, the reason why I bring these two up is because this is all based off of the same document from the CPMI highlighting the use of, RippleNet with XRP for settlement with MFS Africa, which I find very, very significant because it's already a proven use case. It's already something that we have information on of how efficient it is and how significant it is. And this is from the BIS and the CPMI group. But over here, harmonized ISO 20022 data requirements for enhancing cross-border payments. Let's go back over here. Right? So we're talking about the harmonization of APIs. Remember that this is all based on ISO 20022 as well. The new financial technology, the new financial standard, I should say, for financial technology to be realized in. This is the harmonization of ISO 20022. In March 2023, the BIS Committee on Payments and Market Infrastructure, CPMI, published a consultative report, ISO 20022 harmonization requirements for. In March 2023, the BIS CPMI group published a consultative report, ISO 20022 harmonization requirements for enhancing cross-border payments, and invited comments by May 31st, 2023. These comments are available below in alphabetical order. Now, think about all of the names here. Okay, these are all massive banks, central banks. We're talking major players. And then you have Ripple and Zinfin. Two players on here that are blockchain based. And the rest is all massive banks, financial players, central banks. Very interesting. Now, if we build upon this, because Ripple now has all these connections, and although, yes, Zinfin and Quant are also a very significant mention, I want to focus on Ripple and XRP here. If we go over here, we have under the regulatory scrutiny of international standards from the CPMI group of the BIS, crypto assets can be recognized as a part of the formal payment system. Big shout out to Smoke Dog for this. Ripple and XRP fall within the system, not Bitcoin and Ethereum. And here we actually have, and let me open this up in a new tab. This is the most common issue in such jurisdictions is whether crypto assets can be recognized as part of the formal payment system, which in most jurisdictions draw regulatory scrutiny, typically from the central bank under international standards from the CPMI group. And this is from, the Bank for International Settlements. We have the question of whether a given crypto asset will be recognized as part of the formal payment system will largely depend on how it is meant to be used in a given jurisdiction. Bitcoin and Ether often fall outside, while Ripple and XRP often fall within the system. Again, more proof that it's not Bitcoin, it's not Ethereum. Focus on the big players here that are the actual value. Now, building upon this, we have over here With Ripple, banks can consolidate liquidity into one pool with a global distributed digital asset XRP as a universal bridge asset. ISO 20022 code for a liquidity pool with MCBDC bridge that replaces Nostro accounts based in one currency. Check this out. To make markets with any currency, banks can hold Ripple's digital asset on their own balance sheets. Instead, banks should consolidate liquidity into one pool, thus only making markets between its domestic currency. And globally, distributable digital asset, often referred to as a universal bridge asset. Then also over here, MCBDC platform with the wholesale CBDC platform liquidity pool at the center point. Over here, we have from flipthechain.com. This is the liquidity pool from the ISO 20022 format. After the validation is successful, wrap CBDCs or wholesale CBDC, from the payer's bank, dollar in this case, is released and is presented to the liquidity pool. Over here, we have the liquidity pool breakdown. MCBDC bridge replaces Nostro accounts and correspondent banks with liquidity pools. Pre-collateralized currency in one currency. Payment made in dollars shall be converted into its equivalent Euro CBDC via a liquidity pool. Now you might be saying, well, what are we building upon? Well, here we have the illustration of MCBDC bridge platform that relies on commodity-based SDRs using blockchain to connect country CBDCs. Ripple can maintain MCBDC liquidity pools with on-demand liquidity and Ripple CBDC platform based on the XRP ledger. Clear? And here we have the MCBDC bridge from the G20. This is the common bridging platform with SDRs. We have CBDC wallet from country A, B, and also C, and the full breakdown. Also over here, we have the second way to maintain the liquidity pool is by bringing the MCBDC bridge on Ripple's on-demand liquidity platform. We also know with the AMM, this is a possibility. Liquidity pools are already on the DEX. We also have over here, the pilot project will run on Ripple's new CBDC product, the Ripple CBDC platform, using a new private ledger with XRP ledger technology, including offline transactions and non-smartphone use. This is from James Wallace. And this is with Hong Kong. It started its CBDC research in 2017. And they also concluded that while it appears the EHKD might not have an imminent role to play in the current retail payment market, we believe prospective use cases for EHKD can emerge quickly. Now also, connection between Ripple's MCBDC bridge platform, blockchain-based SDR. The MCBDC bridge platform can be maintained by liquidity pools on Ripple's on-demand liquidity platform using ISO 20022 as the common standard. MCBDC bridge leveraging CBDCs using SDR for settlement. And remember, it's all based around ISO 20022, harmonizing this for cross-border payments, connecting everything through the bridge as well. This is where you start to see Project M-Bridge becoming a big piece of the puzzle. XRP is tied to all of this. Over here we have, all in all, the global impact and benefits of ISO 20022 adoption will be, and it breaks down everything, but we also have once central bank digital currency systems are implemented, we have in certain countries, then it would be very much possible to integrate them for exchanging payments, messages through arrangements like MCBDC or interlinking. Ripple, a leader in DLT, cross-border payments, has already adopted ISO 20022 standards. Hence, we could possibly see other DLT and blockchain-based networks follow suit. And also over here, we have the breakdown of Ripple's on-demand liquidity platform being used around this MCBDC bridge. We also have over here the multi-currency common settlement platform will allow countries to pay each other directly without costly intermediary correspondent banks included in the chain. The integrated MCBDC model increases the shared control over governance, with all participants needing to abide by a single rulebook and governance arrangements, which informs the structure of the shared ledger. The MCBDC model will need to introduce a set of common standards to ensure that a nation's CBDC can connect to other external systems. The ISO 20022 standard provides the common language for CBDCs, and this is all around MCBDC interoperability. The MCBDC governance model must share responsibilities between the central bank and the G20 Common Platform. The G20 Common Bridging Platform will act as a clearing center for cross-border transactions. The bridging platform will need to manage exchange rates as well. And remember, this is all through this MCBDC or the mBridge platform, which is going to be based all around CBDCs. This is even with technically, the G20 cross-border payments initiative in mind as well. But also over here, we have with smaller down payments, collaborating banks will issue a special drawing rights on commodity that can be traded on the smart contract-based blockchain platform. The G20 Common Bridging Platform and the proposed central bank-owned exchange application will provide all the necessary regulatory enforcement using smart contract technology. A standard interface to the MCBDC bridge will be developed to integrate the regulators' requirements as well. And again, this is all based around SDRs, SDRCs as well, CBDCs themselves. I mean, this is very significant information. There's been a lot of documents based around XRP being an SDR or being an ESDR. That's definitely something that's possible. But the number one thing to focus on here is the mention of on-demand liquidity, the mention of Ripple, the mention of liquidity. All of this has ties back to XRP, but also the bridge itself. There is so many connections back to mBridge. We've talked about that on multiple occasions. Almost all of the participating players, like the Bank of China, which did have a meeting with Ripple a very long time ago, but it's still a meeting. We also have the Saudi Central Bank, which we already know did sign a deal with Ripple, and this is to utilize their blockchain software. But we also have, a few other major banks here. For example, the UAE, which we know Ripple has been making a ton of noise within the UAE, Hong Kong Monetary Authority. I don't even think I need to mention it. The Bank of Thailand as well. Thailand has been a massive area for Ripple. So as we do really kind of think about this, there is a ton of connections here. It's all based around central bank digital currencies. We know that this is utilizing an EVM as well. It is a platform based around this. It does support EVM and is compatible with it. I'm not writing off anything and I'm not confirming anything, but I will say this. I do believe that with all of these connections, with all of the breadcrumbs, I do think that it is a high probability that Ripple and XRP could be utilized within Project mBridge. You got to remember what all of these projects really are. Everything that we are seeing from the BIS Innovation Hub does pertain to the CPMI group, which Ripple is a part of, but also the BIS has connections directly back to Quant, back to Ripple, which also has connections back to XRP and QNT. Do not overlook these connections. They are very significant. I did break this all down as well last year around August of 2023. These are very significant breadcrumbs to follow. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.